Everyone wants to get started in commercial real estate, but almost nobody is asking the right question first. The right first question to ask isn't how do I find a deal, it's should I even be doing the deal in the first place. Today I'm going to break down exactly how to get started in commercial real estate, and I'm going to be honest. The answer for most of you watching this video is not what you think it is. If you're new to my channel, I'm Jesse. I'm a commercial real estate investor, entrepreneur, and podcast host, and I help people get into commercial real estate. I document the real version of building a commercial real estate portfolio, deals, wins, mistakes, all of it. No highlight reel, just the real life stories of what we go through. So segment one. So the question nobody asks. So you want to get into commercial real estate, which is awesome. I'm here for you. I'm on your team. Before we talk about how, let's talk about whether you should be doing it actively or not. Do you really want to be a commercial real estate operator is what you need to ask yourself. Do you want to be the person that finds the deal, raises capital, manages the deal, there's tenants, there's taxes, there's all kinds of stuff. And so for some people, that's the right move, but for most people, it's probably not. And if you've already got something that makes you great money, something you're good at, something you have a passion for, you understand it deeply, your best move is usually not to abandon that and go become a commercial real estate operator from scratch. Your best move is probably to take the capital from that passion, that business that you got, and put that cash generated into commercial real estate as an investor, not as an operator. So what we like to call this as is becoming an LP, which means becoming a limited partner. You're putting capital into a deal somebody else is running. You're not finding the property, you're not underwriting it, you're not dealing with the tenants, you're providing the capital and you're getting a return. That return can look like a bunch of different things. Typically it's a preferred return or it's a JV and you're just getting a share of the cash flow. You can invest this directly into a syndication or you can do it with a fund. You can also use your self-directed IRAs. That's a powerful way a lot of people don't know about because it lets you invest retirement dollars into real estate without the tax drag you normally deal with. The math here is simple. If you're already making great money doing what you do, practicing medicine, running your agency, whatever it is, the highest and best use of your time is probably not learning how to be a commercial real estate operator full time. It's doubling down on what already works for you and taking the profit from that and putting it into work passively in commercial real estate, which is how to become an LP. For most people watching this video, that's the smartest entry point into commercial real estate. Now, with that said, some of you aren't most people. Some of you want to actually be in the deal. You want to be like me. You want to get out there and find the deal. You want to structure it. You want to run it, and you want to control that asset because you're the one who found it. If that's you, there are two paths that I believe are better than anything else I've seen. Let's talk about them. So the path one is becoming a broker. This is the one that I took, and here's why I think that it works. Brokerage puts you inside the deal flow before anyone else sees it. You're the one fielding it. You're the one fielding calls from owners. You're the one who knows a property's about to hit the market in 3 weeks or something like that. You're building relationships with people who control access to deals, which are owners. Sometimes it's brokers, sometimes it's lenders. It kind of depends on the asset, but for the most part, you're dealing with owners, brokers, and lenders, and you're getting paid while you learn. That's the part people miss. You're not paying for a course or sitting on the sidelines hoping to break in. You're earning commissions while you're learning how the deals get actually done through your clients, through maybe the firm that you're working with, and you're seeing how they're getting underwritten, negotiated, and closed. And so by the time you're ready to buy your own deal, you've already seen probably 30, 40, 50 of them already closed. The trade-off is it's an early grind. You're cold calling a lot, you're prospecting, you're building a pipeline with really no guaranteed paycheck. But if you stick with it, the access you build is worth way more than almost any other entry point into this business. And if you're watching this and you're considering becoming a broker, something that I would suggest is that you should have probably at least 6 months of expenses saved before you just jump cold turkey into that business. It is a grind. Deals get under contract all the time. I'm not saying it's not impossible. This is where I started, but I had a little bit of a cushion jumping into that industry before I just cold turkey did it into it. And I think that it's an amazing place because if you get around the right brokerage, you get around the right clients, and something we're going to talk about next is finding a mentor. I would find a brokerage mentor too. I think that's a key to learning the business, seeing how it's supposed to be negotiated, seeing how it's supposed to be talked to, and you're going to find a lot of success working with that mentor. So the second path that I think is best is becoming a bird dog. If you've ever heard that term, a bird dog is someone who finds a deal and brings it to an investor or operator in exchange for a fee, but what I'm talking about is usually a piece of the the deal. So you're probably not licensed, you're not running the transaction, you're out there just finding opportunities and connecting them to the people who can execute, which is your mentor. That's somebody that you can partner with and, like I said, get a piece of the equity. So in my opinion, this is probably the lowest barrier entry point in commercial real estate that actually exists. You don't actually really need a license because you're the buyer. You don't need capital. You don't need to hustle. Like, you already have your network because you already have your mentor, right? And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be cold calling, you're going to be driving through your neighborhoods, you're going to be talking to owners, building relationships with brokers, and also investors who will pay you for bringing them a deal that actually pencils. The upside of bird dogging is you can actually start this weekend. The downside is income is inconsistent and you're dependent on someone else actually closing, your mentor. The single biggest accelerator here is finding a really great mentor. I keep mentioning that. Someone who is already operating, who will actually teach you what you're looking for, what they're looking for, what makes a deal pencil, how to evaluate something fast. Bird dogging without a mentor is just driving around and hoping. Bird dogging with one who is a real person that's going to give you a real apprenticeship in this business is going to be an amazing game changer, because you're just going to plug into a machine that is just buying deals, buying deals. So here's how I think about this. Ask yourself one honest question. Are you making good money what you're doing right now? If you are, that's probably where you should stay. Keep doing what works and let CRE and let commercial real estate be the place that capital goes to work for you as an LP. You don't need to blow up a good thing to get into commercial real estate. But if your life is kind of changing and you feel like you're not in that spot, if you're in an industry you hate and really you just want what is more of an entrepreneurial role to go build your own thing, that's an entirely different conversation. And that's where I think brokerage or bird dogging start to make more sense. Both are two of the best ways to get into commercial real estate and build something of your own from scratch. Brokerage if you want structure, income while you learn, and deep deal access. Bird dogging if you want to start immediately with zero capital, no license, paired with a mentor who can fast track what you're learning. And the other best part about bird dogging is if it's a deal that you guys think you're going to close, you can actually just go back and wholesale it if it's not quite what you thought it was in the end. Either way, the mistake is doing nothing because you're not sure which path fits. Be honest. Be honest with yourself about where you are right now and start moving from there. And real quick, these two paths aren't mutually exclusive. I started as a broker. That's how I learned the business, built relationships, and got access to deal flow that I probably would have never seen otherwise, but I picked the right brokerage. But over time, I shifted into thinking more like a bird dog, into thinking more like a bird dog, using brokerage income to supplement me while I went out and built my own portfolio. The commissions kept the lights on, while bird dogging and that mindset is what got me into deals as an owner, not just a broker on the sidelines. You don't have to pick one and never touch the other. For me, brokerage was the vehicle that funded the real goal, building something that was mine. But I'll show you in later videos, you really don't have to have your own money to buy deals. In the next video, I'm going to deep dive on how to find off-market commercial real estates, and these are the exact strategies I use to find deals before they even hit a broker's desk. That one matters whether you're an LP evaluating a sponsor's deal flow, a broker building your own pipeline, or a bird dog trying to bring something real to the table. If this helped you, subscribe. I'm putting out a new one of these every single week. I'm Jesse, and I'll see you in the next one.